Welcome to another episode of The Velvet Hammer.
And here we go. Happy Monday.
You're growing a beard.
I am growing a beard.
All right.
Yeah.
Was that just from this weekend?
You went into the woods. You did jujitsu.
The testosterone just pushed the hair out automatically.
Yes, I did. I went into the woods. I went into the wild. I did jujitsu. I shot firearms. I jumped into a cold river. I went into a wood fire sauna. I ate by the fire and hung out with a bunch of dudes.
He is basically reverted.
I have.
Several million generations.
I am Mo, caveman. It was fantastic.
All right.
That's awesome.
Today, let's talk about one of my nearest and dearest, happiest subjects, which is bringing novel proceedings before the court. And I have the best story to start off with.
Let's hear it.
All right. So I had a lawsuit on behalf of a young woman who alleged that she was sexually assaulted by Nelly.
Who's Nelly?
What's Nelly? Oh, you just have to hear this story. And I actually had a second alleged victim that I represented, so there's two, but this started off with the first one, and I brought a motion early on in the case. So, and I also drafted this lawsuit. So I drafted the lawsuit, which put all the facts of the alleged assault in there. It explained who Nelly was.
Okay.
Nelly was a rapper.
Oh, Nelly.
Still is.
Still is a rapper from like years gone by, from like the 90s.
From the 90s, I would say.
So he was doing some kind of like old school show. And so anyway, filed this lawsuit, and it had many things in it. You know, when you file a lawsuit, it's you say the facts, you say the liability, and then there's causes of action. Like, what do you want the court to do about it? And in civil cases, normally, what is it? We've been talking about it. Money judgment.
Yeah, money judgment.
But sometimes you can ask for other things.
Like what?
Like I asked for a restraining order.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
In the lawsuit?
In the lawsuit.
Restrain Nelly from my client.
Well, no, not exactly.
Okay, what did you say?
It was because I also believe in, like, the purpose of a lawsuit should be a bigger purpose to serve the public good.
All right.
So the restraining order was against his penis. I wanted it
Stop it.
I wanted it
No.
I wanted it to stay.
Wait a minute.
I wanted it to stay away from fans after the concert. I wanted it to.
Wait a minute. Stop. What? Wait a minute. Stop.
I knew I could wake him up.
Wait a minute.
Yes, I did.
Wait, you restrain his penis?
Yes. So they wanted that out, and we.
Wait, what do you mean they wanted it?
They
out?
wanted.
They wanted the penis
no,
out?
No, they wanted. They wanted.
What is happening?
He comes back from the woods, all masculine, and here I come with a restraining order about the penis. So we go. I can't remember if they moved to dismiss that out of the lawsuit, which they could have, or if we moved to enforce it. It doesn't matter, but I believe they moved to dismiss it and other things out of the lawsuit.
Yeah.
And Andrew was working on the case with me at the time. Now, we know whose idea the restraining order was.
Yes,
that was
for
not
sure.
Andrew's.
It was not Andrew's idea.
No, it's not Andrew.
I have not asked him, but I am 100% confident it was not Andrew.
So we go. It was in Kent Regional Justice Center, which is in Kent.
Yeah.
King County is so big that there's a Seattle King County, and then there's a Kent King County court. They're separate because the King County is it's one of the biggest counties in the country.
Okay.
So we went to Kent Regional Justice Center, and his attorney was a real big mouth, PR focused guy. I can remember that. And
was he from out of state?
oh yeah, they were all
St.
from
Louis.
out of state. Yeah, and he was threatening me this and the whole time. He was always threatening me, and he was like, "I know everything, and I'm famous lawyer." And I looked up all the crap on this lawyer. I'm like, oh God. So blowhard. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
A blowhard lawyer from wherever he was from. So he shows up along with Nelly's agent from California. Nelly's not there. And it's basically, we all know what's coming, right? It's the penis injunction hearing. So we get up there, and Andrew is my second chair, and he should be arguing these motions. He's good at arguing motions. He does not want to argue the motion.
Wait, I'm not arguing a penis.
He told me he wasn't going to argue it. He's like, I'm not going to argue it.
What?
And I'm like, okay, I'll argue it. And
This
so,
is great.
so we get up there, and they're sitting on so the court is in the middle, up
Yeah.
high.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a female judge.
Yeah.
They are sitting on if you were looking at the judge, they're on the right side in the
Yeah.
front tables. I think there's 3 of them, but I only remember who the 2 were, the attorney and the agent. Maybe there was some other guy. And then there was me and Andrew. And I argued it.
Yeah.
And this is what the judge is now. The judge was not mad at me. The judge actually was trying not to smile. I knew it. I could tell she was trying not to smile, especially when she said that it was a very interesting motion.
She wasn't interesting.
But and she did, and I just can remember her little chickies and
Yeah.
kind of just smile. She says, "I'm concerned about how would we enforce this."
Wait a minute. I bet you she
Because
said that knowing it's going to create a laugh.
Yes,
I mean, it was like
it was so funny.
that-
I mean, she's like, I'm very,
How are
very
we
creative
gonna-
or interesting, whatever she said. But how would we go about enforcing this?
Yeah.
And which of course is the issue. Like if you have a restraining order, you have to be able to enforce it.
Yeah.
So we basically would have to follow him around anyway. They were not amused. Oh my gosh, they were hoofing and hollering and yeah. So he was very unpleasant the whole time. The very unpleasant the whole time. So I can't talk about anything else about the case. I could talk about some things, but
Did the
because
motion
there's
get granted?
no, she denied it because I couldn't figure out how to
Because there was
enforce
no
it.
way to put handcuffs on his penis.
Oh, you mean their motion was granted to strike the
Yeah.
penis provision?
Yeah.
And then, so like, what I want to hear, what did you articulate as a time, place, manner restriction on the penis? What did you say?
I'm sure I came up with something because I always have something to say.
Okay.
But I can't
Is there
remember.
a transcript somewhere?
I'm sure
I
there
gotta
is
see
somewhere.
this
But I
transcript.
don't know. I don't know what we did with it. It happened 5 years ago now, 6 years ago. I
Oh,
can't
my
remember.
goodness.
But anyway, that was an example of a motion that was brought for the point of the matter.
For the point of the matter. Well, so I want to do a follow-up. When you drafted the complaint,
Mm-hmm.
did you put into the complaint restrain his penis as a form of relief, and then they moved a motion to strike the provision to restrain his penis?
Yes.
And then, all right, so I want to walk through this. So when you're drafting a complaint, and and I've seen your complaints, they're very detailed, storytelling. At what point do you decide, like, a penis needs to be a party to this action? Like, did you
Well-
make that decision before or as you're writing, you're like, oh, penis?
As I was doing it, I was
Okay.
like, this is an issue. Plus, I always do due diligence, right? So I talk to people, and
What do you mean,
well,
talk to people?
I make sure that what happened I believe.
I see. You make sure.
Yes, you have to. CR11 requires you to do a good faith,
basis to make
research.
the allegations.
Yeah, I looked at everything. I looked at, and felt that I completely believed my client.
Yeah.
I mean, completely believe the client, and if this was true, then, in my opinion, as a female, this was kind of like the next essential step. Like I said, public safety.
Public safety, and did you did you talk to Andrew and come to a conclusion we're going to do this? We're going after the penis.
He knew I was going to do it.
Okay.
There's no stopping me when I'm going to do something.
Did Andrew try to persuade you to, hey, let's take the penis out?
He just didn't want to argue it,
So he said, let's leave it in, but I don't want to touch it.
so to speak.
So to speak. This is the best Monday ever. This is the best Monday ever. Okay, wait, there's more because I am just having fun. All right, so did you meet and confer about the motion before you went to court?
No, you don't have to, but we had been, he'd been playing his whole story, the attorney, to the press. And, like I said, they have this PR thing. They had his agent. They wanted this to go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he call you and be like, what are you doing? What is this?
I'm so big and I'm so bad and, I'm going to crush you and you don't know. I mean, it was just one of those kind of guys.
So was he acting like a penis?
Of course. Yes. I mean, and you know what happens when that happens?
Mike, I can't help myself.
I know.
I mean,
it's too easy.
I am not intimidated by a penis.
No.
Let's just put this down.
Oh, don't worry. We know that.
No.
You don't need to tell us that.
And it started at a very young age. Like
Whoa,
when I was born.
wait.
No, because, you got to listen because
Okay,
my dad was a professor at the University of Washington.
Okay.
And his specialty was sperm.
Wait, what?
Yes, I saw sperm in electron microscopes before I started kindergarten. I've known all about the penis my whole life. There's no mystery involved.
Okay, that's great because you got educated about it.
Right, I know what those things are. And they're not as powerful as you think.
Not in this case, for sure.
Not in this case, for sure. Okay. Did the press report on this penis motion?
Yeah.
I got to go look this up because that's just.
Yeah, it was in the news at the time, for sure.
I mean, it takes some cojones to do that, by the way.
What?
That to move to restrain a penis.
What's a cojones?
That's balls.
Yes, that's balls. That's why I set that up to see if Mike would bite.
I
and he
just
bit.
wasn't going to go there too fast.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So, oh wait, I'm crying. This is so funny.
I mean, it was what it was.
It was. Okay, we should move on to the next
I think
interesting motion.
I think honestly that was just there's no topping that
There's not
one.
much to
No.
say.
And you
yeah.
can finish your thought, and we're going to move on and finish this. This will be a very short
This will
podcast
be very short.
because it deserves its own platform.
It
Yeah,
does.
I will
agree.
say this: the moral of the story there is that
Don't mess with me and my clients.
But it's not just don't mess with you. I think that if someone is watching and wants to learn how to apply what we just spoke about into their own practice, which is I think really important, is that don't feel bound by what you believe to be decorum, because what you did was fairly bold, and the judge did not call you out to say, Ms. Koehler, that's inappropriate. She understood the context of what you were trying to accomplish. It met the objectives of what you were trying to do for the client, that was the source of her distress. And what you did is you took what usually when you're talking about sexual assault, you're talking about somebody being humiliated and shame, and you flipped the script. Because when you wrote something like that into the complaint, it put his own body on notice. You think you can take advantage of somebody else's body? Well, your body is now out in the open.
Thank you.
So I think that tactically, I think that's great. But that's the lesson. But it was what a great laugh too.
Don't you think also that you, in a way, were able to manipulate the press in the same way that they were trying to on their own?
Me? What?
It's called seasoning.
No, I know. Karen does this one often, and
You
I think
have to
that
go. You have if a lawyer is going to, try a case in the public forum, which they were, like I said,
they had a team, a PR team working.
He didn't show up to the hearing. His
No.
agent did. His lawyer did, and some other person, and they are sitting there trying this case before it's anything against this, she was a college student person. Then bring it on. You cannot ignore that as a lawyer. If you're in that kind of a case, you have to protect your client on all forums, on all levels. You have to.
Well, that one was
if a lawyer says, "Well, I'm never going to, touch the media," then I think you're doing a huge disservice because your client in the public eye has just lost their case.
Well, and you just made them talk about their client's penis, so I think that was amazing.
Well, yes, that was one of the goals was to hear him have to say that in court. Andrew, by the way, if you could have seen Andrew, he could not put his head under the table.
He couldn't
but he
hide
just
far
sat
enough.
there with his eyes just looking at me, just watching the whole thing, just watching it go. He was immovable. He did not move. I don't even know if he was breathing through the whole thing.
That's great.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, that's all for today.
Until next time.